That is a follow-up tonight to our report last night on the mailing of hydroponic marijuana, specifically from states where pot is legally grown and sold. Rudy Trevino reported last night that a 48-year-old Corpus Christi grandmother has been jailed on charges of doing just that. And tonight he has a reminder from the Postal Service that the mailing of illegal substances is in fact a federal crime.
We're seeing more and more of that here in Texas, and all the states that surround these states, that border the states that allow it, are seeing more and more of it.
Commander Todd Green referring to the importation of the highly potent hydroponic marijuana from states where selling pot is legal. Today, the U.S. Postal Service reached out to 3 News with a reminder some may have overlooked.
Marijuana still is illegal under the Federal Controlled Substances Act, and it is non-mailable.
CCPD narcotics investigators believe 48-year-old Michelle Walters obtained the 8 pounds she was busted with on Tuesday through the mail. The U.S. Postal Service tells 3 News between 2016 and 2017, they saw an 880% increase in the seizure of parcels containing illegal drugs.
In fiscal year 17, we made 1,954 narcotics arrests, and we seized 40,489 pounds of illegal narcotics.
Postal Inspector and PIO Kendall McDaniel says no matter where in the country you are, if you try to mail illegal drugs, the package will be seized and charges will be filed.
We will continue monitoring the mail. It is our duty to protect that mail system from being used for those criminal purposes, and we always ask if anybody has any tips to please give us a call.
Those tips come with a potential reward of $50,000. The number to call, 1-877-876-2455. Rudy Trevino, 3 News.